wobbly. Well, thank you very much. Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be up here. This is my third time to do this, my third time to be chairman, because we've had some rotation that they didn't. If you haven't been on the board for a year, you can't be a vice president or a chairman. So I've got to be every 4 years. So I don't know how it's worked out that way, but it's kind of cool. So I just wanted to thank the people, first of all, for voting me in, and the second thing, for the board members to be their chairman. It's really important to keep things going and keep a vision going that I've always tried to do since I got elected. So doing the chairmanship, it gives you a few more ideas of what you can do yourself or what you like to change and stuff. I got notes, so I got to kind of just look at them once in a while. You got to bear with me. So this year we went back to, we were doing every other week board meetings, and I think that they were working quite well. We'd have some meetings we'd have to go to 6, 7 o'clock at night, you know, and it gets kind of, when you're trying to do all those decisions making, you get that tired after trying to put that pressure on you. I decided to go back to weekly board members meetings, and it's worked out really well, and we haven't done that for a couple of years, and I think it's helped a lot. And the other thing, being chairman, you get to pick the committees and boards your other board members are on, and you can make other type changes. One of the changes I really wanted to change was going out on the road. And our rules and ordinances for Madera County had it so we could not go out of our boardroom. So we started this back in November, December. The board members agreed to it too, and we had our staff redo all of that. And thanks to Rhonda, our board clerk, and over there, she's over there on the side, and Eric and Regina Garza, our county council, to come up with the rules so we could do that. So our very first meeting out on the road is next Tuesday in Oakhurst at 10 o'clock at the Oakhurst Community Center. And a couple of weeks after that, we're going to Chowchilla, and that will be at 3 o'clock. And then a couple of weeks after that, we're going out to the ranchos and wave it on there, Brett. And that'll be at 6 o'clock. We're trying a different time just to see how that works out, see how the public responds to it. And if it's a positive deal, we'll actually try to do it again later on in the part of the year. The other good thing about this year was it's the 125th anniversary, like Bobby said. We're 125 years old, and some days I feel that. So, so I got to form a committee that's working on trying to do a lot of different events, and they're actually building a float to put in all the parades this year. Our first one will be in Raymond on the 21st, I think. So we'll have a float celebrating that. And our chief of staffs, they're all here, and then our couple other members of the other departments are going to help them on that too. When you walked in, as you seen that big display out there, it has a lot of our history on the economics that Madera County has grown in these 125 years, and it's just unbelievable how it's made our county one of the best counties in the state of California, like Bobby said earlier too. I want to thank the people that made this possible today, the Madera County Economic Development Team, Bobby Kahn, Lois Leonard, and Julie Hurd, and their board. I want to give them another big hand because they do this every year. And the core sponsor, naturally, Comcast, they always stepped up to the plate, and you already give a big hand. If you want to do it again, if you don't, that's okay. And all the organizations and the people that bought tables. I mean, I think they sell it out every year. I know a few years I've been coming here, it's almost sold out every year. They had a wait list, I think, of 20 people wanting to try to get in here today. So I want to kind of acknowledge the county public servants we have in the room. We got Brett Fraser, David Rogers, and Max Rodriguez from our board. Give them a big hand. Solars in our county, I'll tell you. Todd Miller, Tracy Kennedy, Gary Savanda, Becky Martinez, they're all here. your elected officials. I think they're here. I haven't seen them, but most of them are here. Todd's here, and Gary's over here. I'll tell you, this last 4 years, there's been so many great changes from these leaders that you can't believe, which I'll go in a little bit later. Our, I think, great CAO, Eric Fleming's over here at the side. 6 years ago, we were $12.5 million in the red. Now we're a AA rated credit rating now, and they've brought us out of that, and now we've got a reserve, a healthy reserve, and they've actually brought to us a couple of weeks ago a new reserve plan to keep that steady from this time on, even if we do have a recession. So that's really important, I think. So there's a lot of department heads and division heads here. I mean, if I went along and introduced them all, then I wouldn't have my 10 minutes to talk, so I'm not going to do it. So they're here and they're great people, that's all I'm going to tell you. But we do have 3 new department heads, Sarah Bosey, Curtis Foster, and Deborah Martinez. I don't know if any of them are here, but they are doing a great job, and they all live in Madera County, so that's what I really like. And I really appreciate all the people here from District 5. It makes me feel so good. And some of them are here, the Norfolk, Oakhurst, Bass Lake, Coast Code Chambers are all here. The Visitor Bureau, they're here, they got a table. And finally my team. I put together a team when I got elected in '06, and we still meet almost weekly. And to try to help me make these tough decisions I have to make every day, even not counting the board meetings. So, it's really important. And the other group that's here, the Norfolk Rancheria and the Mono Indians are back here. They support everything we can do in the county, and if we can get that, if we get that casino going, you won't believe the compact that we have with them of what they're going to do from Madera County, dollar-wise, to our cities, our schools, our police, our fire. It's unbelievable. So, and also we had, as Frank did the flag salute, but our Assemblyman Frank Bigelow, who we spent a lot of years together on the board, and he's here, and thank you, Frank, for coming to this. Next page. Ready? Okay. Now some business stuff. We, the last few years, we decided we needed to try to get better service, better production out of our employees. So what we thought we could do, we started having team meetings when I was chairman last time of all of our department heads. And we'd meet, monthly, every other month or something. And it worked out pretty good. So one of the meetings we had, we decided to start having workshops, get away and get together for a couple days and have consultants from CSAC to come down and help us work together and work out problems and ideas and what have you. So we started that a few years ago, and we've been doing it every year, and it's really, really worked out. You can't believe some of the stuff that we've come up with. During the last year's workshop, we decided to come up with our new mission statement, our new vision statement, and we adopted some core values. And I'm going to read those. I'm going to read them slow because they're very important that we all put together to make sure that we all know that Madera County is the best little county, big little county in the state of California. So the mission, creating a countywide culture of excellence through dedicated public service. Our vision, always excelling as a trusted local government. Our core values, creating a place for excellence, loyalty, accountability, compassion, excellence, and common sense. Does that not sound like Madera County? I think it does. Give them a clap if you've already done that. In addition to that, last year we've always thought about hiring a public relations person if we ever had the money. So we've been really mulling over that for years. But during that workshop, we come up with the idea to do a public information team. And it's really worked out great. Our chief of staffs, 2 or 3 of our department heads are on it. And if you're on social media and stuff, you'll see we have a lot of stuff on it now. And it's really, we're advertising Madera County because we are the #1 county in the state. We wanted to address more of our transparency. We wanted to build trust. We wanted to tell the Madera County story. I think it's so important, our story is. And it's really been working out. We have ramped up our website. We got a cell phone app to so you can be accessible to all kinds of public things that we offer in our roads or department heads or whatever. And I want to thank Tanya Tanya Say, I'll get it right here. Spit it out, Tanya. And we took her out of child welfare. She was a director there, but we thought she was such a great director in that department that we thought she would work really well as our IT director. And man, has she done a marvelous job. So I want to give her a big hand for what she's done. We also put together an intergovernmental agency, and actually each year the chair and vice chair will be on it. But we decided we needed to work more with all our other agencies, the cities, Forest Service, Cal Fire, whatever agency there is. And Gary Savanda and his leading charge, I just want to thank him because he's been kind of the leader of that. And we have been really working hard to work together to get Madera City, Chowchilla City, and Madera County, the biggest little county in the state of California. I say that a lot of Sacramento, Washington, but I shouldn't get tongue-tied with it, but I still do. But anyway, Gary and his crew have been doing really good, and the two cities have stepped up. We meet. I mean, every time we get a little hiccup, it seems like Brett and I are on that committee right now. We call the cities and we go, we might have a drink, we might have lunch, we might have dinner, we might just sit in the corner and bull. We get it worked out. And it's been so welcoming to do that and work together to make Madera County the best county. So we're always looking for ways to improve, and everything that we do, there's always changes all the time. So we're always looking for on our roads what to do better on our roads. Eddie Morgan can tell you on that. He bugs me all the time about getting these roads fixed. So we have 1,500 miles of road that we're trying to take care of with very few dollars. Our public safety, our consolidating efforts for all of our departments. That came out of our workshop. We've consolidated a bunch of our departments, and we've saved the county millions of dollars. I wish we should make a list sometimes, Eric, to show what we have saved on those kind of things. So and like I said, we've done that out of that workshop. We also talked about being on the road board meetings. Well, it's in fruition now. We'll be doing it next Tuesday. So, and I want to, like I said earlier, I wanted to thank Regina Garza, our county council, and Rhonda again for our clerk of the board to make those things like that happen. Every board meeting we have to go through all the steps, and all the department heads have to bring their stuff up to get us the right information to make those decisions. So our new pavement management systems for our roads and stuff, Ahmad Akalia, he can't be here today, but his A team has put together some great things to try to make our roads better. He also created a maintenance and repair schedule, and he's determined the appropriate road treatment that stays within the limited resources that we have, especially under 1A dollars that we're going to start getting now. We also decided to come out of that. We've done a fire equipment replacement plan, which we've never had. And so last year we bought altogether about 5 fire trucks. And so every year now we'll buy at least 2 fire trucks now. We have some of our fire trucks are 30 years old. So the last time we bought fire trucks was in 2006, just before I got elected, and they delivered them right after I got elected, and we had them all out front there and showing them off. But that's the last time we bought it. So it was getting really bad. So we got that going now, and that I think is one of the more important things we have to do for public safety. I just want to thank CAL FIRE. I don't know if any CAL FIRE members are here today. We've got firemen, but policemen. But CAL FIRE and our CEO Eric Fleming for working this schedule out so we can do that. And then we also partnered with some of the auxiliaries, like Norfolk. We approved a couple of weeks ago. These smaller fire engines with smaller tanks on it that get around really good at all the up in the mountains and stuff, and even down here too when it's wet and stuff. But we partnered with the auxiliaries, and Norfolk was the first one to step up and brought $80,000. It cost about $160,000. They brought up $80,000 and out of our fire mitigation fees. We're going to match the other $80,000, so we're going to have one more new fire truck. It's going to be stationed at North Fork, and the only time it would leave there is if there's a dire emergency we have to work on. YOP is working on one right now themselves. They've already raised up quite a few thousands of dollars, way over $20,000. And then our regular county fleet, we have close to 300 cars. Steve Van Flew and the Central Garage, he come up with a pilot program to start leasing cars, and so that we're not owning them and then trying to get rid of them. So the leasing, they just keep rotating, and our staff is always rotating. Every social services, road department, planning, they all have different vehicles, and so we're starting this lease program, and I think it's going to save us a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. So we got that going, and I want to thank Steve Van Flew, who's not here, but he does a heck of a job out there at the Central Garage. So we've been trying to do some new planning, controlling, and the cost of strategic planning for our facilities. We've in the past couple of years, we've included 2 brand new sheriff's stations, one in Oakhurst, one down here, just right down the road here. A new morgue, we needed that. A new jail expansion, and a couple of new fire stations. And right now we're in the process of doing our human services campus out by the jail. The ag building is going to be moving over there in the old sheriff's office, remodeling that right now. And then the Hall of Justice, the DA office, we've already bought all the land. We got the architects working on it right now. We actually talked about it a little bit yesterday in the board meeting. And so we've got a lot of new stuff coming up. And we've been renting, like the social service, we've been renting, we got offices all over the city down here, up in Oakhurst and what have you, but we get that facility out there at the campus. We have all of those things in one place, one shop stop. And it's going to cost a lot of money, but the plans we do, we don't take the money out of the general fund. We use do fancy financing where we rent them and lease them, and we buy them back after 20 years, and they're almost already paid for. And like social services, they have plenty of money from the state and the feds to help us build those. So we're going to have pretty new buildings in almost every department before the next couple of 3 years. So, and also the dog catcher out there, we're redoing that out there. We're going to work on a plan for that. In Eastern Madera County, the Eastern Madera County SPCA, they raised millions of dollars over the last 10, 12 years. And we finally got their buildings. This building, they started it about 3 months ago. It's at the Wani Park, and it's a no-kill facility. And it's all been paid for by volunteer dollars and donations. So give the Eastern Madera County SPCA a great big hand. Moving right along here, like I already talked about what we've done with our financing. The other thing I want to really thank is our auditor, Todd Miller here. For the first time in probably over 20 years, we got our audits done on time, way before time issue, like 2 or 3 months on time. He's also just finished doing our 120 of our 142 special districts audits, which haven't been done, I don't think, ever. And so we actually know what the heck we got. I mean, it's really nice to know that, and that's helped us get that AA credit rating too, because we couldn't even tell the state or anybody else how much money we had in the bank, if anything was going to be corrected at the end of the audit. We lost grants, millions of dollars worth of grants, all kinds of things. I can't even tell you over the years trying to get this audit done. So thank you again, Todd. I really appreciate you and your staff. So Becky Martinez, she's really, really known in the state of California for the election clerk. And she's been the state president of that group for a couple of times. And so when they passed the new voting Choice Act of 2016, SB 450, that picked 14 counties to try this new voting system. And out of the 14 counties, only 5 counties decided to try this new system that's going to be in place by 2020 for every county. So Becky took the bull by the horns and she went and decided to do this. She's been coming to all my town halls, our Rotary group and everything else, explaining to how the new voting thing. You'll have 11 days to vote now. There's not going to be all these polling places all over. There's only going to be 2 at the first 7 days. In the last 4 days, there'll be 6 places to vote. But you're going to get, everyone's going to get a ballot through the mail. Everybody. And you can mail it, you can drop it off these ballots, you can go in and vote if you want to, and if you're in Madera and you live in Northport, you can actually go there and get the right ballot for your district. So it's a whole new system. I think we have probably one of the higher rated counties for voter turnout already, but this is going to help us a lot better, I think. So.
Tom, does everybody in the county get one, or only registered voters?
Registered voters.
Okay.
Out of the 160, so yeah, out of the 160,000 people.
Graveyard gets them either.
1 second, everybody. Out of 160,000 people we have in Madera County, 53,000 are registered voters. So it used to be 58 2 years ago. But that many people have dropped out since just 2 years ago. So we got 53,000 people, voters, and every one of them will get that ballot. And it's the main thing, remember to sign outside. That's the worst thing that you don't do, because they'll call you if you don't. So we've been very, very fortunate for the development we've had in Madera County. We're #1 in the housing market right now in the state of California with housing new starts. We're also in the valley, we're #1 with the least unemployed people in the valley. And I think between the casino and the new developments that we have out there, that's one of the biggest things that we've got going for us. And as Board of Supervisors, we made some tough decisions when we approved these big developments. We made them all have water balance. I'm not going to get into details on that, but if you want to talk to me after, I can explain it to you. We made them all pay for their own fire. We made them all pay for their own sheriff. We made them pay for schools. They pay for 4 lanes of road on Highway 41. So there's all kinds of improvements going out there, and they're all self-funded by them, not coming out of our tax monies or the regular stuff here. So and also our projections on our increase of dollars, discretionary dollars, have been raising about 3% a year, and with the growth and how they're selling those houses out there so fast, that 3% we think is going to keep going. We live in complex times right now. Our local government is to act as a buffer between relations with the federal and state government and make the necessary adjustments to have common sense solutions for our individual communities. I am proud of our county for taking charge and taking the change by the horns and rolling with it. I know we will need to continue to adapt technological advancements and research gaps while still sustaining our critical public safety services. Meanwhile, we have new challenges when it comes to public safety, such as the increase in wildfire activity, excessive drought, 129 million dead trees in the Sierras, and limited groundwater for our farmers. So that's some of the challenges that we have to really bear down on. These items are challenging. I know the best and biggest little county in the state of California would continue to adapt as we live like we have the last 125 years. And we want to keep it for generations to come in Madera County. Thank you very much.